Hey guys, welcome back. It's Mrs. Marple again. We are ready for another art activity. I think this one is extra fun. If you've never read this book, which I'm sure you probably have, but if you haven't, this is a fun book about using crayons and about how grumpy the crayons get when they're only used for one thing or when they're not used at all. And it's really kind of fun to see the different crayon personalities. So what we're going to be working on today is just our drawing skills and our imagination, which are some things that we can always improve because you always get better when you practice. Drawing, if you're working on drawing a house, the better you get will come with practice. So it's always really good to practice these drawing skills. So what you're going to do is you guys are going to stop here in just a few minutes and you're going to read the book online. There's a fun read aloud that I'm going to send you through my VR spot. Or you guys could read the book in your classroom so that you can look at the pictures just a little bit longer and discuss it a little bit closer than just on the TV. So it's up to you whether you want to do the read aloud in your classroom or watch the video that I'm going to provide on my VR spot. Completely up to you. But what you're going to do is after the video, you guys are going to be choosing your favorite color for the first day. So the first day you're going to be watching, oh, look at those grumpy crayons. I love them. You guys are going to get a little printout of a crayon so that you can color your favorite color on that particular crayon. And he doesn't have to have the same personality he has in the book. You can make it however you want. So like a purple crayon here is looking kind of upset. He can be happy because he's coloring on your paper now. And then what you're going to do if you choose purple is you're going to be drawing all different kinds of purple things. So this is an example of the red with the Santa and the truck and the strawberries and the hearts and the apples. Here we go. So purple. If you choose purple for your crayon person, I want you to fill the page beside him with all different things purple. So you could do grapes, you could do purple dragons and wizards if you want to, but then I want you to keep going. Add maybe grape jelly, maybe a purple umbrella, maybe, what else is purple? You could do, sometimes you see purple hippos or purple octopus or fish, butterflies, different things that are purple. So today would just be your purple day. And you can pick any color, I'm going to say except for white, because I do want to see how your coloring skills are coming along. So with white on a white paper, I can't really see how well you're coloring. So you're going to have to pick your favorite color and draw all things that are that color on your paper. Try to fill the page. If you can't think of very many things, then I want you to try to draw larger so that you fill the space. Okay? So right here you would stop, watch the video, read the book, and then I will provide a couple examples of your picture, some different ways that you could do your picture with your favorite color, okay? Okay, we're back. So I hope you had a chance to read the book, The Day the Crayons Quit, and now you're ready to do your art activity. What you're gonna need for the first day is you'll need The Day the Crayons Quit printed out worksheet. And then you'll also need a crayon of your choice because you're only going to be using one for the most part, but you will need to keep your others just in case to add some extra details. And then what you're going to do is you're going to use that one color that you want. Oh, go ahead and put your name up at the top. So I'll put Mrs. Marple. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take that favorite color of yours, or maybe your second favorite, because it can't be white if you remember. I think what I'm going to use is green. So I'm going to take my green crayon and I'm going to start coloring my little crown front here. And if your crayons start to get a little bit low, you can always peel back the paper on these and they're just fine. Same thing with broken crayons. Broken crayons work just fine. That's why I love crayons so much. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to start coloring. I want to do a really good job coloring my Mr. Crayon because he is the most important part of this picture. He's kind of introducing you to the things that you're about to draw. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press hard on the waxy part of the crayon. So that's to the top, kind of like his little hat. So you can see I'm pressing hard here using pressure to make a darker value. And then when I color his body, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually lighten it up. So I'll finish that here in a minute, but I want you to see how I'm going to lighten it up. And his body is a lot bigger, so it'll be a lot quicker to fill this in lightly than it would waxy. But of course you're welcome to do what you want on this. You can color him all lightly or all dark if you want to. I'm gonna go through and finish coloring him. And let me tell you what we're gonna do after we finish coloring our little crown friend. So I'm gonna do this part first, and then I'm gonna put my crayon down, and I'm gonna start brainstorming some green things. I even have an extra piece of paper here so that I can make myself a list. So if I wanted to do this before I started drawing, so I know how to place my items. So I could put lizard. I could put leaf. Grass. What are some other green things? Ooh, a turtle. So I'm gonna make a list really quick. You don't have to. This would be a great time for you guys to stop and brainstorm as a group about each other's colors and be really helpful to each other, because I'm sure not everyone in your class is gonna pick the same color. So you're gonna need some help maybe coming up with maybe 10 or more things to draw in the background of your paper. So take some time, brainstorm, or create yourself a list. When you guys come back, I will have all of my items drawn in pencil. So after you come up with your list, I want you to then maybe pick 10 things, like I said. If you have room for more than 10 things, awesome. But I don't know if I'm going to. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come up with 10 things that I would like to draw them in pencil first, and then I'll meet you back here to start talking about how you wanna color this in. All right, have fun. Okay guys, so I have finished drawing in pencil all of my green items. So you can see I've got an alligator, broccoli, 4-leaf clover, lizard, bell pepper, turtle, mermaid for the tail, leaves, snake, I think that's a Granny Smith apple, grass, I've got a cactus down here and a lime, and you can see how I kind of pushed them off the paper. I didn't have room for a whole alligator, so I just did the head. I didn't have room for my whole lime, so I just did half of it. And you can easily overlap. So my bell pepper is behind my alligator, and my apple is behind my snake and my grass. So fit these things on here however you can, but I want you to have at least 10 items in pencil before you start coloring. Now, when you start coloring, if you want to outline your pictures in Sharpie, you can. I'm not going to because Duncan in the book did not. So I'm just gonna keep them in pencil and start coloring. And what I've done is I've grabbed a bunch of different green crayons, because there's not just one kind of green in nature, and there's not just one kind of green in crayons either. Different brands have different colors. And even Crayola has some really fun ones. So I've got yellow green, regular green. I've got a color called Screamin' Green. This one's super dark. Some of them are super light and almost look like yellow. Let me see if I can find it. Ooh, here we go. So this one's called Yellow Green, and look how yellowy that one is. So I'm gonna use all of these different color greens to color in my green picture, and then I'll accent it with some other colors. So like my mermaid, her hair doesn't have to be green. My turtle, his shell doesn't have to be green. As long as part of your picture of whatever you've drawn is colored green, that still works for this assignment. So I'm gonna go ahead and color mine up, and I'll meet you back here after I'm done. Guys, have fun coloring, and I'll meet you back in a few. Okay guys, I am done with my all things green paper. So I was really impressed with the different kinds of green that were in my bucket, and I loved mixing and blending them together, and I am really pretty happy with my project. Remember, this is just the first day, and I know that your hand is probably hurting from all the coloring, and it's a good thing that you have a few more days before your next art day. So what you're gonna do is you can leave the negative space, that means the space around your objects. You can just leave that white, because the most important thing is your green objects. I hope you guys had fun, and I'll see you guys for the next lesson. Bye. Okay, so the first day is over. Welcome back for your second day of art. We're still working on the day the crowns quit, and you guys were supposed to pick your favorite color, color your little crown buddy, and then draw all things that you can think of to draw with that one color. Now you are able to use different colors with it, obviously. You can see like the dragon here is blowing flames out of its nose, so those are yellow and orange, and that's okay. But I hope you guys had fun with it, and I can't wait to see that one. Now today what you're gonna do is you're gonna get a big piece of paper, and you're gonna do something a little bit different. At the end of the book, Duncan decides to use all of his crowns because he wants them all to be happy and get along. So, oh, there's pink. Here we go. I love this page. This might be my favorite page in the whole book because he had to use every crayon in the box. So this is gonna be a little bit more challenging, but it doesn't have to make sense. So that's the other fun part about this. Your things can be kind of floating, or you can put them in a landscape, and that's fine. So you can take some of those things from your purple page. So he took his purple dragon here, some grapes. It looks like he drew like a little purple frog over here. And you can add them to this picture too. But then I want you to try to draw one thing for each of your crayons. So maybe for your brown, you could draw a bear. For your black, you could draw a cat. For your red, you could draw strawberries or Santa. There's a lot of really fun things. So I actually recommend leaving this page up while you guys work so you guys can get your creative juices going. And in class, this is a really good chance for discussion among you guys. You guys can each sit in a circle and go around and talk about what different kinds of things are yellow. Lemons, okay, rubber boots for going outside, baby ducks. What else is yellow? So this is a good opportunity. Flowers, sunflowers. So you can just brainstorm a whole bunch of different things and make a list on a board, or you can draw pictures on the board so that everyone can use those things to help create their picture of using every single crayon. So after you draw your pictures, I do want you to color them in nice and neat and try to fill the page. White is allowed on your page, but I just want you to have it planned out. So scribble, scrabble with white spaces is not planned space. A polar bear or a kitten that's white, that would be a planned space. A fluffy white cloud is planned white space. So I don't want to see big, big white spaces that don't actually add something interesting to your picture. So right here you would stop, you would get your paper, and I will kind of show you how I start my drawing using every color. All right, here we go. Okay guys, welcome back for day 2 of art. Talking about the day the crayons quit with Duncan's unique piece of art at the end. That's the part we're going to focus on for today. So what I want you to do, and it seems a little bit crazy, but you might take out your crayons and lay them in front of you and decide what color you want to start with and just kind of line them up in a row so that you can kind of get an idea of what you're going to be working with. Now these aren't brand new crayons. You should have almost new crayons. New this year, right? So, I have all of them right here. There we go. So, I also have brown and black that I need to use, and of course you're welcome to use white. Now, I'm not going to start with crayons. I'm going to start with pencil, and I'm going to do the same thing I always do. Start with your name, Mrs.Marple. Of course, you're going to write your name on the back. You want to write it somewhere small in case you make a mistake on the front. All you have to do is flip it over, erase your little name, and then write it on the opposite side. So what we're going to do is I might decide to go in line here, start with yellow. And I want to come up with something that I know is yellow. So I'm going to maybe put a lemon wedge. I'm just going to draw it with pencil. So I can make changes if I want to move it or if I change my mind about something. So I'm going to draw a piece of lemon. Now I could also draw this lemon as big as my hand if I wanted to fill the page, because I want you to try to do the same thing. I want you to try to draw at least 10 things or at least as many crayons as you have in your box. Now some of you might have 24 things. If you can do 24 things on your picture, that would be amazing, but at least 10. So I have my lemon, and so I'm going to move my yellow crayon to the other side so I know that it's done and I can just move on to the next thing. So now I have blue. What could be blue? A big raindrop could be blue. And remember, these things don't have to make sense in the picture. It's kind of silly on Duncan's. And I just want you to get some ideas on a paper. They don't have to make a complete idea. When it's done, it can be completely random. So I have a water drop or a raindrop here, so I can move my blue to the other side. It just kind of helps me manage how much I have left to do and helps me feel more accomplished now that I have 2 things over here that are already done and I can focus on the crayons that I need to keep going with. Orange. Ooh, how about a pumpkin? We've been drawing pumpkins a lot lately. So I'm going to do my oval and I'm going to do my pumpkins. And I can move that guy to the other side. And then maybe with purple. What can I use for purple? How about grapes? I'm gonna make them nice big grapes so I can start filling this big old piece of paper that I have. And draw myself a little stem. There we go. Okay, move it to the other side. Green. Now I can use something from my green paper that I've already drawn if I want to. I'm gonna use the cactus because I feel like I can make it nice and tall and fill up a lot of space on my paper. Big old cactus. Good. So now green goes to the other side. Red, what could we do for red? How about Santa's hat? So I'm going to actually draw a picture of Santa here. I'm going to do the white fluffy rim. And do the hat with another fluffy pom-pom. Draw with some glasses on. Now obviously you do not have to make Santa on your picture. This is just Mrs. Marple trying to fill the space. Okay, you can have little glasses. There we go. Santa, so I've got my red covered. Brown, okay. Now as you can see, I still have some pretty big spaces on my paper, right? Over here and over here, so I wanna try to focus on those areas that don't have anything in them yet. So, okay, bear. I'm gonna do a bear for brown, because bears can be nice and big. Of course, anything can be big. You don't need to draw it to the correct scale, the correct size that it is in comparison to the other objects around it. This is a friendly bear, and you know what? I'm gonna put a hat on him because I can. It's all about using our imagination today. Oh, and I'll put a monocle. There we go, like the Monopoly man. A little chain to it. There we go. Oh, bow tie. How about that? Sure. Why not? Brown, taken care of. Black. What could I draw that's black? I'm going to draw a crow because it's fall and we see lots of crows in the fall, and that bird is completely black. So I'm going to draw a big bird in the back. Now some of these things I realize that they might be a little hard for you to draw, so you can think of easy things and simple things to draw, and I know that your helpers and teachers can help you with that. So instead of drawing a big black crow or raven or any kind of blackbird, you could do an ant. Ants are black, spiders are black, kitty cats, lots of little things. Sunflower seeds are black and white, so you could do some of those. Just use your imagination. Now I'm actually out of crayons here, but I know that I forgot to add some, so I'm gonna go ahead and add something for pink. And I'm gonna do, let's see, I'm gonna do somebody chewing bubble gum. So I'm gonna draw a little face with the bubble coming out. Make them very surprised. Just gonna finish up the body there. Going behind the bear so I don't have to worry about that. Let's see, that looks pretty good. Ooh, how about something for gray? What could be gray? How about a cloud full of rain? I could even add more raindrops for blue if I wanted to. Maybe it's raining on Santa. Oh, poor Santa. I think this is pretty good. I filled up my page with all of the colors that I feel like I need to be able to use. Like I said, if you have more colors, please add more pictures of things that could be those colors. The next step for this would be, if you want to outline in Sharpie or pen, you can do that, or you can just start coloring. Remembering that today what we're doing is just with crayon. We're not gonna be using markers or paint today. We're gonna focus on just the crayon supply. So remember that you can press hard, you can press light, you can outline things, you don't have to, but I want you to try to fill these things in nice and neat. So I'm gonna go ahead and start doing that. And I can start with maybe the big things, but you wanna focus on one thing at a time. So I would just worry about this bear and just pretend nothing else on this paper exists right now, because all I wanna do is do a great job on my bear at this moment. And then after you're done with your bear, if you feel like you need to take a little break because your hand hurts, or because you wanna draw more things with pencil, or you just need to take a little break to take a breath of fresh air, all those things are fine. And then when you come back, you can get right back and get started. Okay, I'm gonna come back as soon as I finish, and I can't wait to see yours.